I'm going to run with the popular choice and drop Taylor Swift's name into the overrated front but before we raise any feathers again, I like Taylor Swift. I like her early stuff. I think it's very good. She's clearly a very talented songwriter. The Folklore and what was the other album? Folklore and
Evermore.
Evermore. Yeah. Two fantastic albums, and I really enjoyed them. And I enjoyed her earlier stuff as well. But obviously, she's on a pedestal now. She's like one of the best-selling artists in like the world ever. I don't think you can really argue that that's not overrated, no matter how talented she clearly is.
A year ago, I'd probably disagree. Now, I completely agree. Like I've kind of really like it was always a bit of a meme that there was like a big Swiftie and a big Taylor Swift head, and I did listen and enjoy all the albums and stuff. I've kind of gone off her more as a person than her music. I still think there's quite a bit you can get from the music, like kind of like her antics and how she's constantly in the kind of mainstream is somewhat like frustrating and annoying. Now her music itself, most of it I would say it is just overrated kind of generic pop radio friendly stuff. The two albums you just mentioned, Folklore and Evermore, I think are brilliant. More folklore than Evermore, but I think Folklore is a great album, and I really did wish that she went down that avenue where she seemed to have just done it for a bit of a kind of experimentally lockdowny phase, and then went straight back to kind of going back to what she's comfortable and what she's safe with, and obviously what her fan base and the radio demand, because I don't remember much of them two albums getting much radio play besides like the two lead singles, whereas like you look at the albums she brings out, usually you're getting like 5, 6, like every song's getting like radio play and stuff like that. So she's definitely well overrated at this point, because as I say, she's just like worldwide phenomenon, isn't she?
To pull back on what you said there, the Evermore and Folklore, like I've got Folklore on vinyl. I know you have as well. I think it's a fantastic album, but you have to look at the takeaways from that. They were both recorded during lockdown. They were recorded, and she worked with a member of the band The National, who are a fantastic band, by the way.
Yeah, I know you have some for that.
And Justin Vernon from Bon Iver, and I'm a massive Bon Iver fan. So I couldn't fault that at all. And it was very much in the style, low-level acoustic. Everything was stripped back a bit, but the production was quite moody. They were brilliant albums. But yeah, I don't think, sorry, to pull back on it, I don't think there can be any argument over that she's overrated. She's everywhere. You can't avoid Taylor Swift now, can you?
Yeah, when the last album came out, Midnight, I liked it when it first came out, but over a few listens, I think there's only really like 3 or 4 songs I've really pulled from that album that I kind of enjoy, and I think the rest is not that good. So I think on that basis, like, you know, the music is very overrated. The fact that like she's selling like 50 different variants on vinyl, and they're just selling like mad. And to be honest, before Folklore and Evermore, I think she was going down a bit of a creative slump. After the 1989 album, there was like Reputation, and I think that was such like a pandering to kind of mainstream music, and her trying to get some hits out there and stuff like that. And then after that was like Lover, which, to be honest, I don't even think I've listened to that album, but I thought the singles off that were just utter shit, to be honest with you.
I couldn't tell you a single song from that Lover album. I know you like 1989. I wasn't a fan of 1989 at all. With the Midnights, I listened to that, I think, only 2 times all the way through. And the first listen, I was really disappointed. Second listen, I was even more disappointed. Nothing stuck out to me. Again, I couldn't really remember anything from that, which says a lot, really. And I really tried. I tried to enjoy it. I was looking forward to when that came out, to say, oh, it looks like we're going to get something different. And we didn't. It was just, it seemed to me very mundane. So yeah, that's Taylor Swift on the overrated front. Would you like another overrated artist to ponder, John?
Yeah, so I agree with you there. Completely overrated. Just to go on a quick side tangent, just obviously she's got like a very strong fan base, and from what I've noticed is like you can't put a word out of place with them. I think that's a problem with music and fandoms in particular, is that sometimes they aren't open to this criticism, and the artists and the music that they create can do absolutely like no wrong. You know what I mean? I think that's why you've got to come into something with a bit of a critical eye sometimes. But yeah, overrated. Next band.